So Jay, you always said when it came to Casey Anthony that that you were like, well, the poor girl, even though she was acquitted of murdering her daughter,
I feel bad for her.
Why?
I really do. For one, I think that this case was a huge win for the justice system of America. It just goes to show that you can still get a fair trial by a jury of your peers that will listen to the evidence and listen to the facts of the case, and they won't focus on the court of public opinion. They won't focus on what the media has to say. So I think that's a win for the justice system.
Hold on, where the hell is James at? Who is this lawyer just walking up in this damn building?
See how quick?
That fool turned on the CNN voice.
Got that Roger Cossack going. Lester Munson. But no, man, I really do, man. I think that this is great.
No, because when I saw,
Well, not great that the girl is gone, but I'm saying I
the
think
thing
that this
about
is
it
great
is
that you can still get a fair trial.
when we saw the whole thing go down, and I was watching, and I was listening to the case. I got onto it at the tail end of it, and I'm listening to the cases. I'm like, and first thing I don't really care about all that stuff, and I'm sitting here
we got onto it late.
I was like, they don't have a case. I was like, this girl's gonna walk walk easily.
My thing is this, like I said, don't be mad at Casey Anthony. Be mad at your justice system. And at the same time, every guy that's sitting behind bars that's been convicted for something he didn't do is looking at it like, hey, man, that's how it was supposed to work for me.
Right.
But it didn't. But the thing that I have, the reason why I feel for this young lady's life, literally, because one, she doesn't have money like OJ.
Right.
So they knew, okay, OJ, you got away on the criminal charges, but we're going to hit your ass in the bread and make life miserable for you anyway, so you wish you were in jail. With this girl, she has no money. So she really has to worry about some idiot just running up to her on the street and taking her out on the fact that you think she killed her daughter. We don't know. I'm not going to say and assume that she did. Look, as a parent, that killed me. You know what I'm saying? You're a heartless motherfucker if you didn't sit up here and have some type of remorse for that little girl lives being lost. That was tough, because I can't imagine what I would do if something was to happen to one of my kids. But at the same time, she had a right to a fair trial. You're innocent till you're proven guilty, where most people by public opinion had her guilty.
They had her hung.
And they had her guilty, and she was proven innocent. And now, don't be mad at her.
No.
Be mad at your justice system. And that lawyer who got her off, he ain't never got to try another case again. No. He can write a book, sit back, have a TV show. He's going to be on CNN.
Well, they're all being threatened right now. Anybody has anything to do with her is being threatened. Mom, dad.
And that's the sad part about it, man.
That's crazy.
It really is.
Like I said, they don't have money. If they had money, they'd be like, okay, well, you didn't kill her, but because
we're gonna get your pockets.
We're going to charge you for the investigation. It was $22 million.
Well, that's what they're trying to do right now. They're saying they're going to go sue her for $100,000 for trying to find, Kaylee. I was like, where you getting that money?
She was guilty of, she lied.
She was a bad parent.
Yeah,
she was a 22-year-old girl that had a daughter that didn't want it. She wanted to party. She wanted to live her life.
And how many of them out there?
And I was going to say that's
a bunch of them.
It's 90% of the parents, young parents out there. That don't necessarily mean you killed your child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you were reckless, you were negligent, but you didn't kill your baby.
Because I know I didn't drove past houses, and I was growing up. You had a 3-year-old baby sitting
outside
a newborn,
in the pamper,
doing whatever they want to do.
With a big ass navel, just playing with their navel on the corner.
And
2 in the morning.
Everybody know their mom at the tavern up the block or getting high around the way. So just because you a bad parent don't necessarily make you a mom.
So what made this such a big thing?
Here we go. I'm about to play the race card.
Go ahead, Leon.
A little white girl.
I
Did they make this much stink about
Girl X here in Chicago?
Hell no.
Not at all.
We did, but it wasn't nationwide news.
Right.
It was a little white girl, and you get mad at me.
No, it is what it is.
Just like with OJ. A white woman got killed, supposedly by a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Peterson is only drawing heat here.
Right.
They ain't on CNN.
Well, actually, they're trying to make that movie. They're trying to make that Lifetime movie.
Trying to block it. he say, y'all ain't got nobody cold enough to play me. He finna get off too.
He said he want to play himself, didn't he?
He finna get off too.
He said, I'm gonna play myself. Now, I really
be the coldest slap.
That would. To get a check off of him. To get a check. And he said, hey, you know what? Change it up at the end of the movie. I want to make it like I killed us. That way we can get more viewers.
Shout out to Drew Peterson. Not if you did it, but just on your gangsterism.
Hey, and Drew Peterson, that's his third body. He didn't. Hey,
allegedly.
Alleged body.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, man.
And we might catch a lot of heat for it, but you got to be a crazy heifer to want to talk to this dude.
Not even
Please.
talk, you,
I
Please,
ain't
man.
saying shit.
how do you give him some trim?
If he buy me a drink, I'm good.
No, you,
You don't even take
I don't
the
want
drink.
that
You don't take the drink, and now he following you home. I bought you that drink.
yeah, that's rough.
You're gonna marry me.
Nah,
And then you're gonna end up like everybody else.
I can't do it.
I mean, man, I think part of the issue also, man.
I used to be a man.
I was Joan of Arc in a former life.
My name is Sidney Starr.
Man, other than race, I mean, it did play a factor. I mean, race always plays a
Played a
factor.
major factor.
But
Do you think if that, and I hate to say it, do you think if that had been a black mother, she'd have got off?
If they go, because the thing that I said, they didn't. The prosecution never had a case
That
from
sounds
jump.
great.
So and if they had
But
the
how many times have we walked into a courtroom saying they ain't got no case
and knew you was screwed.
100 years.
Hey, walk into the Broadview courthouse,
Bridgeview.
Bridgeview courthouse.
Man.
Even if you get off, they hit you. They hit me with $135 in court fees.
Hey, look.
and they threw the ticket out.
Funny story, I just had to go to Markham County Courthouse
Uh-huh.
to pay some tickets. And the only entrance, they were renovating the front entrance, so you had to go in through the side entrance. Somebody had taken red spray paint, because it was the child support court entrance. It said, they took it, I don't know how they got to do this, but they wrote, "The bullshit starts here." It had an arrow pointing to the door. And I stood outside laughing.
you gonna get a picture of it?
I don't carry my phone and
No,
stuff in
not
there
in
because they
there.
make you take it out.
Right.
So I left everything in the car. But I was laughing so damn hard. I'm like, who was that disgruntled? Well, they waited till 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning.
Didn't have the balls to do it.
And had the balls.
That's probably when they
You gotta
made
be-
bail.
You got to be
Yeah.
frustrated as hell being the face of federal building.
Yeah, man. He was going through it.
The bullshit
starts
starts
here.
here. It had an arrow pointing to the door, and it said child support.
There are two things I've learned in life here in America. You can't harm children.
Nope.
And you can't harm dogs.
Right.
Those are the two things. Even if you watch movies, those are the rules. You can't harm a child,
Right.
and you can't harm a dog. And when Casey Anthony and that case started picking up steam, you started to notice not just white people or black people. You started to notice everybody's protective instincts over a child kind of take hold. And I
They didn't even look at the case anymore.
didn't look at the case. They just saw this girl was dead.
This mother seemed like she wasn't too
This
upset about it.
This mother doesn't care. Hang her. And my thing is, if you're gonna put somebody to death and you're gonna kill someone, you better make damn sure
that she killed, that she did it.
that there's no doubt in your mind that
Yeah,
you put
and
the
you
wrong
cannot,
person
and
to
you
death.
could not have done that with the case. The prosecution had nothing. They had absolutely.
I mean,
nothing.
I don't want to say they didn't have a case.
They didn't have a case.
They had some things that looked
They had
bad.
a
They
case.
did.
Yeah, it looked bad, but if you're telling them without, reasonable doubt, that's all you're looking for. It's as a prosecutor, damn near impossible.
Well, I mean, not even reasonable doubt. The main thing that they didn't have was the girl even murdered? Like, if you can't,
Right.
if there's nobody, I mean, if you can't prove that she was murdered, how are you trying somebody for murder?
Exactly.
So that was the main hole in the case.
I just like watching the whole thing. I started watching it from the beginning, and then it started getting to me like a big soap opera. So I stopped, and I said I'll just pick it back up
At the
from
end.
the end because
Yeah.
the bottom line is I want to know if they're gonna find her guilty. or
Kind of
not.
like the Lost.
And
TV
I
series.
kept.
Right.
My mom got mad at me. I was like, Ma, this chick finna walk. No, she not. I want everybody, if you get a chance, if it's a video on World Star Hip Hop of this old man going off after they read the verdict. Hilarious.
You just go.
This dude is like 83,
white guy.
losing his mind, cussing at the TV. Funniest 5 minutes of video you'll ever see in your life.
Hey.
I mean, losing it.
When we come back, I want to talk about the Car and Bike Show real quick,
Yes, it's going down tomorrow.
and then we out of here. So it's the booth, Big Man and Jay Lee.
ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.